Spare Book, a memoir by Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, summarised by Butterbook. Diana's death, royal scandals, and Meghan Markle's stories are familiar. Constant news about Prince Harry and his family is hard to ignore. You may have formed opinions about Harry, given his publicised life, including his controversial past and losing his mother young. Views on his separation from the royal family are mixed. This piece offers a fresh angle. It focuses on key moments and relationships in Harry's life, explaining his decision to leave his royal role and the United Kingdom. The title, Spare, is significant, reflecting Harry's unique place in the royal narrative. Harry, designated as the Spare due to his birth order, has lived an extraordinarily unusual life. His arrival prompted Prince Charles's iconic remark about an heir and a spare, emphasizing Harry's secondary role. Being second to William meant Harry was the backup, a reality he understood from childhood. Rules that applied to his father and brother didn't apply to him, illustrating his different status. Harry didn't resent this. He embraced his position. Yet adulthood brought a realization of the uniqueness of his childhood, including his complex relationship with his father, Charles. While there were tender moments, Charles was often a remote figure, expressing pride in writing rather than in person, reflecting the emotional reserve of his own mother, the Queen. Harry's royal life hindered normalcy. Bodyguards shadowed him at school and social visits, and even simple tasks like grocery shopping required elaborate planning and disguise. Freedom and privacy were elusive, contributing to his stress. Yet, the night of August 1997 stood out as the most transformative event in his life. Harry grappled with the loss of Diana for years. Aged 12, he was woken up late at night by Charles, who gently broke the news of Diana's tragic accident. "Darling boy," Charles said, "Mummy was in a car crash." Harry vividly recalls Charles's words, "She didn't make it." At the funeral, Harry, surrounded by grieving strangers, felt a pang of guilt for not shedding tears like they did. Later, witnessing the casket lower, his tears came unbidden, conflicting with his family's stoic values. Doubt lingered in Harry's heart about Diana's fate, raising a hope for her return. Adulthood, however, prompted a quest for closure. Harry delved into the secret investigation files of the accident, seeing photos for the first time of his mother surrounded by paparazzi even as she is dying, revealing the harsh reality and igniting a fury against the intrusive paparazzi. Seeking closure, Harry eventually drove through the very tunnel in Paris. This journey sparked a painful acknowledgement of her death, which led to years of mental stress. It wasn't until his 30s, through therapy, that healing began. In one session, Harry brought Diana's perfume with him. The scent evoked a cascade of cherished memories, allowing Harry to weep, but this time with joy. Media spotlight on Harry began in his early years. Harry's disdain for the media is somewhat understandable, considering the tragedy that befell his mother. Initially, the media's empathy extended to the young, grieving Harry, but this soon faded as he became a subject for their sensational stories. Fabricated tales of drug use and academic dishonesty marred his reputation despite their falsehood. Some reports, however, were true, such as the incident where Harry put on a Nazi costume for a fancy dress party. The backlash was severe, and although he was deeply remorseful, the incident cast a long shadow. "What was he thinking?" was on everyone's lips. He simply hadn't thought it through, making an unwise choice that he would regret. The relentless pursuit by the media meant Harry was constantly under surveillance. Recognizing paparazzi became a norm, as they were a constant presence. It even sometimes pushed him to ask his bodyguard to hide him in the car's boot, avoiding their cameras on his way back home and any confrontation that could lead to physical contact. Harry's avoidance tactics sometimes worked, yet the press stories persisted. His father's advice was usually to avoid reading the newspapers altogether, an advice that seemed hypocritical considering Charles's own interest in media. It emerged that a story about Harry's supposed substance misuse was deliberately leaked. Charles indirectly collaborated with the press to divert attention from his own image troubles at that time. This manipulation by his father would become a major clue to future events. Harry's partners were relentlessly pursued by the media, leading to stressful encounters. Chelsea, one of his exes, discovered a tracking device on her vehicle, expressing doubts about enduring lifelong scrutiny. They broke up with mutual understanding. Harry's wish for a committed partnership and family life clashed with the endless attention. His relationship with Meghan Markle, an American actress, made it worse. The relentless pursuit of Meghan by the press was intense, as reporters swarmed her home, unsettling not only her, but also her pets and family. A particularly alarming episode unfolded when Meghan, surrounded by a fleet of cars, felt her in fear as she navigated the slippery roads of Ontario. Harry, receiving a call from her, listening to her shaky voice, echoed a painful memory for Harry of his mother's tragic accident. Eventually, Meghan reached safety. "I don't want to do this anymore," she confessed. "What do you mean?" Harry replied. "Live," Meghan revealed, her desire to end it. Harry reassured her, committing to finding a solution. Harry felt let down by his relatives. "I'll keep you safe." That vow to Meghan at the Royal Albert Hall was Harry's pledge, but the path to safeguarding her wasn't clear. When the press exposed Meghan's letter to Harry, Harry saw his chance to strike back and sue. Despite previous legal victories by his father and brother against the media, their advice against his decision was clear. Regardless, Harry proceeded. Later, within the walls of Buckingham Palace, he faced criticism from his father, who claimed that the legal action he took was damaging to the reputation of the royal family. In response, Harry stood his ground, emphasizing the need for such measures due to the family's inaction towards the negative media coverage. Recalling past betrayals, like the leak of Harry's drug allegations by Charles's team, trust was shaky. In 2020, when the couple chose to step back from royal duties, a media leak occurred prematurely, suggesting an internal information leak. This leak included details from Harry's private letter to his father. Their departure was inevitable due to the constant media attention and lack of sufficient support from their family. Negotiations over their royal exit were tense. Harry aimed for a middle ground to retain security. The family insisted on a full royal role or none. They settled temporarily on security maintenance. The palace declared their formal step back, sparking a media storm. Yet Harry, now in California, was content, his decision affirmed. His love for his relatives persisted despite their absence in difficult times. As we close the book on Harry's journey, we see him reflecting on his life, the media's relentless scrutiny, and its impact on royal conflicts. It's a poignant moment, recognizing the difficult decision for Harry and Meghan to leave their homeland. Yet through these challenges, Harry has found peace with his mother's passing and joy in his own family, a dream once thought elusive. No longer just the spare, Harry has carved a path defined by his own rules, closing this chapter of his life with resilience, love, and a unique sense of self.
Enjoying our book summaries on Butterbook? Please support us by subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us bring more great content for book enthusiasts. Check the description box below for exclusive discounts. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts and the titles you're interested in. Happy reading!